What's up, everyone, and welcome back. We are here with another episode, and this time it's first year player draft here in 2034 as we sit in the All-Star break at 47 and 43, just over 500, struggling mightily here in the month of July, just 2 and 6. Really hoping to turn things around in the second half. Before that, though, we have to knock out this draft, so we're going to knock that out in this episode, and hopefully we can put some good young prospects in this draft into our organization. And I have mentioned it a couple times that I kind of want to look for more offensive players. I feel like we're in a really good spot with young pitching talent, and I think that I really need a little bit more depth when it comes to corner and middle infielders. And then I wouldn't mind a few outfielders as well, but we really do struggle just kind of on the offensive side in depth. And I think we need to take more of a conscious effort at finding offensive depth, and hopefully there will be maybe a college player available or someone available that is right for us at pick number 20 here in the first round. We are doing the 20th pick, so not quite as high as I'd like it, but at the same time, I've mentioned it before, I would rather be towards the end of the first round than towards the front of the first round, because that just means we had a better year the year before if we're more towards the back half of the round. So I guess it's a double-edged sword, but nonetheless, it is our pick this year at number 20, and we are going to hopefully make the best of it. Now, before we get into the draft and looking at the players, I do want to take one brief second to first and foremost thanks to everyone that has watched so far. It's been a phenomenal time for me. I hope you guys have enjoyed it just as much as I have. I am not the best at this whole YouTube thing and making videos, but I try to do it as best as I can and as logically as I can, and hopefully it's somewhat entertaining for you guys. We did finally reach a benchmark in our channel, or in the channel here, and we got to 200 subscribers. So shout out to all of you guys for getting us this far to that 200 mark, and now we're on to the next mark. This is so much fun for me whenever people comment and give feedback and things like that. I don't care whatever it is you guys want to say. Just don't feel afraid to say it. No hard feelings. I feel like any kind of feedback on what you might have done or what moves you might make can only help me. It'll either show me what to do or what not to do. So I can only get something positive out of it in my eyes. Also, I want to apologize for the delay in getting this episode out. I actually recorded this episode a few days ago before putting this out, but I had to take a quick work trip, and I am back now, so I don't intend on going anywhere anytime soon, so I should be able to put out pretty regularly scheduled videos daily or every other day for the foreseeable future. So I do apologize for that. Like I said, I did pre-record this episode before I left, and I thought I uploaded it, but I guess something happened in the upload. So you are actually seeing a screen that is with the draft already started. So the next time that I cut out and come back in to speak to you guys, it'll be like we're picking back up at the first pick of the draft. I just want to throw in a quick little edit just to say I apologize. I thought this episode went out, and for whatever reason it didn't. So without further ado, we will get to the draft and finish out this episode once we complete the draft. So let's get to it. All right, we have simmed it ahead until our pick. We are, like I said earlier, the 20th pick. Quite a few players have come off the board, obviously, and quite a few of the college players have come off the board. They actually went pretty heavy in college first on, and I don't really blame them. This player went first overall, Chris Halberg. I don't blame them for taking this guy. Great school. He went to LSU, so he's got great competition. He's already got a pretty good development, and it'd be a pretty solid bat and solid defense, and kind of a very like low or a high floor type of guy. So pretty safe pick there for I don't even know who went first overall. Whoever went first. It doesn't tell me. I don't know why it doesn't tell me. Um, I'll tell you who went first. The Mets. So a very good pick for them. Also, the second player was another shortstop. Great defense. An average bat potential, and he had a pretty high signing bonus too. So interesting pick there, but nonetheless another higher floor type of guy. The first high schooler taken, not surprised. He went pretty early, but he did have a ridiculous signing bonus, 11 million. And then let's see, Mark Stipp also went. I definitely saw him, and I would not have taken him, obviously, because of the financial ambition, low leadership, low loyalty, and low work ethic. I think that's just a recipe for a bust. But I could see what it attracts them to a guy like this. But surely they just probably overlooked those personality traits. But yeah, so we are 20th. We have what looks like a pretty decent star selection left. We'll go through a few of these guys. One thing to note is I do have $10 million in the draft pool. However, I only have $10 million in the draft pool. Now, that could limit us, but it also might not. But I would say like Eric Bielman, who is requesting $10 million, obviously we couldn't draft him. I wouldn't anyways because he has low intelligence and high financial ambition, so he just wouldn't be a type of guy I would go for, although I do like his profile other than that. But we couldn't sign him because then we would have no money left over. So we do have to take into account that. Now I do realize that once we get to the second round and start picking, like the demand and the slot diminishes considerably. So we do have room to pick a pretty decent player that is demanding a decent amount. But yeah, so first we'll go to the slot guys, the two best players left on the board, according to our scout Nelson Arriola. Pretty solid pitching profile, great stuff potential, has a pretty solid 3-pitch repertoire, good control, great stamina, so a really good, solid pitching prospect. Low intelligence, so I don't like that, and he is only a high schooler, so that's always tough. And he is a pitcher, so we've talked about it. We may want to shift towards the offense if we can, but I will say that like I'm not opposed to picking a pitcher if that's just the right player and it makes the most sense at the time. Next is Luis Castillero. Definitely a decent hitting profile and has good leadership and good loyalty, and is only wanting slot, so that's good too. Only plays first base, so that's kind of the downfall there. We want a infielder, but we don't want a guy that can only play first base or DH. So that's not ideal, but I do like his profile other than that. All right, next is Eric Bielman, but we already looked at him. Joe Gregory is after that. Not a bad profile, but I wouldn't think he's a first rounder. He is durable. He's won an 8.5, so that's pretty steep for this guy. Good leadership, but high financial ambition and low loyalty. Next is Ben Paldo. Not bad. Durable, wanting $7 million. 4 pitches. Great stamina, can hold on runners, good adaptability, good work ethic, great stuff. His movement's a little average-ish, but not bad. He is 18, almost 19, and he's a lefty. He's probably the leader in my clubhouse right now, but I'm not sold on him completely. All right, next is Josh Bailey. Wanting hardly nothing for a signing bonus, 1.4 million. Only plays first base, and that's probably all he's ever going to play. That's probably why he's only wanting that much. Joe Bogan, not Joe Rogan, but Joe Bogan, aka the Gatling Gun. Pretty solid pitching profile here. Yeah, I mean that's a solid profile. I mean it's a 6 pitch repertoire, good solid stamina, good intelligence, just overall solid. Would like for him to be a ground baller, but he's not. But I don't hate him. Again, like not opposed to a pitcher, and it seems like the 2 best in my clubhouse right now are pitchers. So it might happen again here in the first round, but it doesn't mean we can't get position players in the second, third, and fourth rounds. All right. Cipriano Garcia, but spelled not like Garcia. I don't even know how to pronounce that. I'll be honest. I've never seen it spelled that way. A lefty pitcher, 4-pitch profile, decent profile, good stamina, good work ethic, loyalty. Overall, not bad. Wanting 6.5 million. He is a high schooler. I won't bore you guys with the rest of them. Let me go through, and then if somebody pops off the page, I'll let you guys know. I'll look at this 21-year-old with you guys. This one's intriguing as well. He's a college junior. 3-pitch pitcher, good stamina, and holds runners, good leadership, loyalty, work ethic, and intelligence. Teammates are in awe by the work Cazares puts into his game. Very intelligent player. So, like, this is the type of player that, like, just screams, can't miss. I am worried about his control. That is extremely alarming, I think. And that worries me at 21 years old. His control is 25. But he is a hard worker, so I'm wondering if he can make that happen. And then is that changeup going to develop? A lot of questions on this guy, but I love his personality. But the more I look at him, the more questions I have. The control and the changeup just being where they are, and he's 21, just makes me wonder, like, that's not developing, so will it ever? All right, let me look some more offline, and then I will get back to you guys with who I'm going to pick. All right, I've narrowed it down to 3 finalists. First and foremost, Luis Cazares. Obviously, we just talked about him. Good leadership, loyalty, work ethic, and intelligent. I'm just curious if the changeup and control are never going to develop, since he's already 21, almost 22 years old, and that's where they currently are. So that worries me. The other one is Ben Paldo. I really don't have anything too negative to say about this guy. Yeah, I wish his slider and things were a little bit better potential, but he's got great adaptability and work ethic, and he's durable. He is wanting $7 million, which is about $500,000 more than Cesarez, but he's got great stuff potential, so that really does draw me to him. And he's a lefty, but then there's also Yiber Reynolds, and Yiber Reynolds is also who my scout recommended. He is a, wanting $7 million as a sign-on bonus. Just a pretty just overall solid profile 4-pitch pitcher that should develop. It does have that changeup in there. That's the lowest, and the control is at 30 as well. But he's only 18, almost 19 years old, throwing 92, 94, ground baller. He has great stamina, can hold on runners, and he has good leadership, adaptability, and work ethic. I feel like with this player, there's less question marks versus Cesarez. That control and that changeup is where it's currently at 21, almost 22 years old, really concerns me. I would like that to be like 35 or 40, just kind of like a lot farther along than where it's at, and it's just not there. So I'm going to probably just go ahead and not pick him. Paldo, I think while I love the stuff, the curveball, the changeup, and the cutter, like everything else just screams average to me. And he's wanting as much as the other player. He is durable, but I feel like maybe he's overpriced at that spot and is not that attractive to me for some reason. Something just tells me that something is off here. Could be completely wrong, but I think the right thing is Yiber Reynolds, which is what my scout says. So it does look like I'm going to take a pitcher again here in the first round, but at the same time, they're just, we can go back to the board here, and there's 1, 2, 3 first basemen in the top page, and then you scroll down and you don't see another position player until Chris Vaughn, who I don't hate, but I don't know if he's a first rounder. We could see where the mock draft has him going. Let me see. Maybe I missed him. Let me find him. So he's got the mock draft has him going to the the Salt Lake City Saints at 15th overall in the second round. What I will say is I don't even know if I'll be able to draft him and the other guy because he is wanting $6 million. But if he did fall to us, we might could take a chance. But yeah, I mean, other than him, there's nothing there. So I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I don't know who else to get besides a pitcher at this point in time. So it is what it is. Enough beating dead horse. With the first overall pick in the 2034 draft, the Mobile Bay Bears will select Yiber Reynolds. Welcome to the Mobile Bay Bears, Yiber. And here in the second round, Vaughn did get drafted. He didn't make it to us. I was looking through, and look at the position players. There's just not a lot there. And then we switch over to the pitchers, and there's just a lot more potential So it's very likely that we're going to go with a pitcher again. The best available hitter is Josh Bailey, according to our scout. And I don't love him, especially because he plays first base. And that's all he plays, and probably all he ever will play. So another one of those guys that just isn't versatile and is going to be stuck at first base. And I don't want to spend a second round pick on that. But other than that, there's just not a lot here. I did go through, and I just didn't see a whole lot that was really worth a second round pick. Maybe this guy. I don't have any personality from him. So Jeff Niasen, Hodgepodge, plays pretty good defense. So he'd be a pretty versatile guy in the infield for us. Only wanting 1.1 million, so that's a positive. Pretty solid overall profile. Just wish I knew more about his personality. But overall, I don't hate him. Jeff Neeson. Don't like Luca. Julio. Not bad. Not a lot of pop. Not terrible, though. Good speed. Can play the outfield. Good leadership and loyalty. There's some guys in here. Let me look and see where they go in the mock draft, and then that'll help me kind of decide if I need to go for them now, or if I can spend a draft pick on one of those better pitchers. But yeah, let me see what the old mock draft has in store for these two guys. So Niasen and Julio were both projected to be picked pretty soon. So actually, Niasen was projected to be a first rounder in the mock draft, and then Ramos is projected to be picked by the Tigers here at the end of the second round. So I'm positive that my time with them would be now if I was going to draft them. So let's go ahead and take a look at a few more of these guys, and then maybe move over to the pitching side and see what's over there before I make my decision on who we're going to take here. Jared Williams, another guy that's impossible to sign, it looks like. Yep. Jesus. I don't hate that profile. Daryl Ailman, and one more, Wilfredo Alvarado. Nothing crazy there. Definitely think it's the Ramos and the Niasen from this side. And then pitching wise, Domingo Morales. Not bad. Oh, he's a possible sign. I should probably look at that. Juan Rayobo, we did look at him in the first round. I remember looking at his profile, but definitely not first or second round material. Estorgio Baker, leadership, adaptability, work ethic, and low financial ambition. That is pretty solid. Not a bad profile. I don't like the Babbitt. Dave Dingler, I like the name. Not bad. Another low Babbitt guy. Good adaptability and work ethic. Zion Fiddler. I like his profile better than the rest. He's wanting slot. Can shut out the stress and put it on automatic. I do like that. So Zion Fiddler as a lefty is probably my favorite pitcher right now. Ron Gilbert. I don't hate him either. Only 45 stamina, but as a ground ball pitcher, Mike can work on that stamina. He's got a good profile, though. Mike Henderson. Essentially 4-pitch pitcher. Not bad. Definitely not him. Definitely not. I might can go with one of these hitters. I'd not like falling in love with any of these pitchers. I'll be honest with you guys. I think if I had to pick one, um, probably be Fiddler here. But I could also see Fiddler just being a bullpen guy, and I don't want to waste his pick on a bullpen guy. So I think I'm more inclined to go with either Nielsen or Ramos. And I'm leaning towards Nielsen, although I don't hate Ramos. That's a tough choice. It's really tough. Man. I think I'm leaning Nielsen. And don't have a real explanation. I just think it'd be better to have a utility infielder that can actually hit. So we're gonna go Nielsen against the recommendation of our scout, and I understand why he recommended him, but nonetheless, we're gonna go with Jeff Hodgepodge Nielsen. Recommended, or he's wanting 1.68 million. We have that, so we'll go ahead and meet that demand and draft him. Welcome to the Mobile Bay Bears, Mr. Nielsen. And it looks like here in the third round, we might get hooked up and get a shot at Julio Ramos, still on the board for us, and it is our pick. So we might can take him here in this third round, which is good because we got a first round projected player in the second round, and now a second round projected player has fallen to the third round when we could take him. Let me just take a look at the pitchers real quick. Quite a lot of the same. Nothing that stands out to me though. Some of these lower guys, but you know, a 25 stamina, like what is that? I can't do anything with that. I didn't mind. No, Nate, no. What's up with these stamina? That's like the third guy I clicked on that had 25 stamina. I guess because they're closers. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I think it just makes sense to go with Julio here. He was our second choice in the last round. You could argue he was easily the better player, but I'm going to go ahead and draft Mr. Ramos here in the third round. Julio Ramos, welcome to the Mobile Bay Bears. All right, here in the fourth round, kind of gone through all these players offline. I know I've been taking my time in the previous rounds with you guys, but I just kind of went ahead offline and looked through some players. I'm still kind of doing that, as you can see. I did just see this guy. I don't hate him. I don't like his intelligence though. He is a college junior. Good competition. Probably pass on him though. So looking through these, I did find this guy, Shamel Lade, 18-year-old high school senior, but looks like to be a solid defensive shortstop and can probably play just about really anywhere on the field. He has good versatility, as you can see here. Just a matter of getting him, you know, the reps and sets out there to get his ratings up on those positions. And he comes with a pretty interesting bat. If it develops, I mean, he would be a very very solid middle infielder or corner infielder for us, and provide some pop too. So I think we kind of been looking for that as well. Decent speed, not great on the base pass, but a pretty solid player. The only question is is he going to turn out all right? The outlook of with him is a mystery, so my scout says, and there's some ups and downs, and we're not sure what his personality's like. So it's a little bit of a gamble, but this guy is kind of the type of player that we're looking for in this draft. Can play really anywhere we want him to, and has a good profile hitting wise, and isn't just a defensive specialist. So I'm inclined to take this guy. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I usually reserve have reservations on players with unknown personalities, but nonetheless, I think it is just the right player here. He is wanting 640,000, so I will admit that is going to put me over the $10 million. However, I still had $2 million in my available money. I left that just kind of out there in such situations like this that I can use it. So I am going to have to dip into that a little bit. I believe this will put me over 10 million by $100,000, and we still have the 5th round. So I might go over that a little bit, but nonetheless, that's what the extra money is that's in your front office. It's for situations like that, like this, in case you misguess how much you're going to use in the draft and need some more funds right away. So nonetheless, I am going to draft Shamel Lede and welcome him to the Mobile Bay Bears. And here in the 5th round and the final round that I will do with you guys, I will keep doing what I always do, the first 5 rounds with you all, and then I will finish out the draft and not bore you guys to death with the 20 rounds. But the last one is going to be Dave Dingler. He is wanting 650,000, so I'll go over the 10 mil that I had set aside by about $900,000. So honestly, not bad. That's why I keep the extra couple of million in the front office to use however I see fit. I did not adjust any other areas to give me more money. It is what it is. That's just what we had to start with. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Dave. I hope the Babbitt comes up a little bit, but other than that, I really like his profile, and I like his adaptability and work ethic. So those bode well for him, and I just think that he's the best player left in the draft, and I think we should get him. So without further ado, Mr. Dave Dingler, welcome to the Mobile Bay Bears. And the 2034 first-year player draft is complete. I did finish the remainder of the draft, so I finished all 20 rounds. Like I said, I don't go past the 5th round with you guys because I don't want to bore you with some of these picks. Nothing crazy came up. I did pick a couple of college players in the later rounds, like 9th, 10th, 11th, or something like that, 12th, and they were like college relievers that are pretty close to being major league ready. Maybe not huge contributors, but someone that could definitely provide depth in the organization for injuries and things like that. If they develop to what they are projected to be, they will definitely be potential guys that'll be in the bullpen for us every year, or at least sit in AAA and be the first ones that we call up. I usually kind of like to pick some relievers in there just to give us some depth in case of injuries in the AAA or AA, wherever I want to stash them. But other than that, nothing crazy. I did give all of the draftees the demands they were looking for. We did go over our set draft budget by about $800,000. So nothing crazy. I did have a couple of $1 million left over to spare just in case. As you can see, our first round pick wanted $7 million, and then the second round pick wanted 1.7, and then even the third round pick got almost $1 million. So definitely went a little heavier than what I usually do as far as like the money they were looking for, but I felt at the time that they were the best players in the draft, and I didn't want like I didn't want $1 million to stop us from getting those players. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew we would be over, but not by much because I knew the fourth and fifth rounds, and then the subsequent rounds after that, I could find players that weren't wanting a lot of money, and I did do that. After the fifth round, I didn't pay any of the players. So overall, I think it was a pretty good draft for us. I'm excited about that class. It was a balanced. I felt like a balanced class for us. There's a couple of pitchers and then two shortstops and a center fielder in the top five rounds, but I did mix in some more shortstops or just middle infielders, if you will, and a couple more outfielders. I think we did a really good job in that draft to just balance things out and kind of spread the wealth around. And hopefully that will bolster our depth in the organization, and those players can get into rookie ball here soon and get to playing. Some of them I'm going to need to put in low A ball that are coming out of college and stuff like that, just so that they can continue to play and get better and not waste that precious time with just the rookie ball schedule that's not very long. So anyways, I don't want to drag this out any longer. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to end the episode right there. In the next episode, we'll pick back up with our second half, so to speak. So we start our half after the All-Star break. As you guys might remember, or a reminder, that we are not doing so hot in the month of July. Just 2 wins currently, and we need to pick it up because we are 47 and 43. 5.5 games back currently of our division and a game and a half out of the wild card. So we do need to get some wins on the board and hopefully turn things around here. And hopefully that starts with the Tampa Bay Rays, who are last in our division and third from last in the league. So hopefully that is good for us, good team to play to break out of a slump and get the bats and the pitching going, and hopefully make it to the playoffs this year. Get back to the playoffs. That's the goal. We really feel like this team can do that. So that is the plan. And if I have to, I will make some moves at the trade deadline. So that will all be in the next episode. We will definitely get through July and the trade deadline, and then depending on how long that takes, we might bust out August as well and get rolling into September. So other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you all in the next episode. Have a good one.